This story takes place in the 17th century in Kerala, South India, under the reign of Travancore Kingdom. Women from the lower caste, known as the Dalits, were not allowed to cover their breast and had to pay a mulkram, meaning a breast tax. The tax money was evaluated by the tax collectors depending on the size of the woman's breasts. The officials openly would look at the shape and size of the woman's breasts and determine the amount of tax that they had to pay. There was also incidents of women who dared to cover had their clothes torn off by men from higher class in public, reinstating their position in society. Those in the higher class, the Brahmins, designed these laws to both humiliate and oppress those at the bottom. However, there was one woman who stood up to this injustice. Her name was Nangil, who lived in a small village in Ketrala, a coastal village. Nangil and her husband worked on the land, collected sap from the trees, which they would sell later. One day, Nangil knew that the tax collectors would arrive to collect the local mulkram. When the tax collectors arrived, the men came. Nangil asked them to wait outside. Nangil had 2 long green banana leaves ready. She had sharpened a sickle too. All her life she had worked hard in the fields and was able to adapt at handling the sickle. She now picked up the tool and in one smooth motion she slashed off one of her own breasts. The seething pain was unbearable. The wound bled on her body. She carried on like one possessed. Another deep stroke, placing both breasts on the banana leaves. She presented both her breasts on the banana leaves to the tax official. Before she bled to death, Nangil saw her great satisfaction, the stricken and horrified looks on the tax collectors' faces, who ran away. However, due to the large amount of blood loss, Nangil died. The next day, the king, in fear of a riot happening, he declared that there would be no tax placed upon the Dalits. However, the Dalits women were still prohibited from wearing such clothing that in the presence of the Brahmin, the higher caste. This struggle would last all the way up until the 20th century, just before India's independence. Even though this story is little known outside by many, the impact that Nangil's protest had a wide impact on India as a whole.